All right, Harmony Science Academy students, welcome back. Let's get straight to the lesson, and it is titled Exponential Functions, specifically solving exponential functions, okay? This is, again, you're developing your math skills. You're going to a different level. You're ready for it, so let's make it happen, okay? As you can see right in front of us, we've got some intense-looking problems. The cool thing is you have or you will have the tool, okay, to go ahead and perform the requested solution process. So let's get into it, okay? Now, I chose these problems in particular because they're of the bunch, they're the tougher looking problems. But as you'll see here, they have a similar approach over and over, and that's what you want to pay attention to, okay? So this first problem, I'll notice that I have matching bases, right? A 5 here and a 5 here, which means that I can, I can set the exponents equal to each other. Okay, here I can go ahead and have subtract 2r to both sides, and I get r equals 0. Done. Okay, notice how easy that was. So long as I have matching bases, I can perform the algebra real nice and smooth. Because again, an equation means both sides are equal. So if the bases are equal, that means their exponents must be equal. So I can set them equal to each other and solve. Okay? Now this one, the bases are not equal to, so you have to get creative here. Okay? Now, some of these might be a little tougher for some of us than for others. That's all good. Okay, just stick with it. Maybe take a pause, go to the easier ones for you, and then come back to the tougher ones, okay? But don't check out. All right, so let's see here. Let's go ahead and take a look at these two versions. Now, again, it might take a second or two for you to really think about what base they have in common, okay? So this, after some thinking, this is 5 cubed, right? 5 times 5 is 25, times 5 is 125. Okay, now this here, okay, is, pay attention, is 1 over 5, okay, to the what? To the 4th, okay? Negative 2r, okay? Now this one's a tough one, okay, but it's very doable. Now, yeah, I have the same base, but it still looks kind of funky. So let me show you guys something. Anytime you want to flip, okay, a base from the denominator to the numerator, or if it's up here and you want it down here, you can introduce the use of a negative in the exponent, okay? So check this out, okay? Here's what I'm saying, right? If I have 5 to the negative 4, that means the negative gives you the reciprocal, okay? So with that said, this is a very powerful trick that you'll be using. So we'll check this out. I'm going to rewrite 5 to the 4 as 5 to the negative 4, okay? But what does the negative do? It flips, right? It used to be down here, now it goes on top, and I can write it like this, okay, which equals 5 to the 3rd, right? Now, I've got matching bases, so I can go and put that together. I've got negative 4 times negative 2r, which is 8r. I can divide both sides by 8, and I have r equals. Okay? Now, if this is too much for you, chill out. Okay, hang tight. We'll deal with those later. I showed you the process. You can come back and look at it. Let's go and jump to something a little easier like these two. Okay? All right. So let's take a look at these two. Now, again, some of these might take a little more processing. So no sweat. Just be nice and slow. Okay? So this one's going to be 3 cubed, right? 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. Okay? Now, okay? Again, because they don't have matching bases, I've got to get clever here. Okay? And typically, you'll have an idea of what it could be. Okay? And you'll play with it. So check this out. This one is 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81, times 3 is 243. Okay, if you can't do it that fast, then do some scratch work on the side. It's okay. Plus, you'll be working in pairs, so you'll have a buddy to kind of work with you. Okay, so this one is 3 to the 5th. That gives me this number here times this. Okay. So now that I have matching bases, now I can do the simple algebra. So let me set it up. Okay, and while I'm here, I'll just carry out the multiplication. Okay, so it's this equals this. So 10x plus 10 equals, whoops, pen's going crazy here. All right, should equal what, 3? Okay. So I'm going to subtract 10. So I have 10x equals negative 7. And I'm going to divide by 10. So I have negative 7/10. Okay? Now notice that this algebra is really algebra 1. You guys are too smart for this, but these are exponential functions. So just getting to the simple math is going to be your focus. Okay? Let's do one more, and then we'll continue. Now this one, if you want to be safe, you can use 2 as a base. Okay? 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. Okay? Same thing here. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32, times 2 is 64. You could do that route. I'm going to use 4 just because sometimes you can, and it's up to you. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's a one way we should do it, but for now, as long as it works, you're fine. But make sure it works. Okay. So 4 squared is 16. Okay, times 3r. Now, why am I doing this? Because they don't have the same base. I cannot do math if I don't have the same base. Okay. Now this one, 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64. Okay. So 4 cubed times 2r. Okay, 4 cubed is 64. Okay. Now that I have matching bases, what can I do? I can take the exponents and set them equal to each other. 3 times 2 is r. And, okay. Now, as we can see, this is very true. I can divide by 6, have r equals r. Okay. Divide, I don't know, both sides by r, and I have 1 equals 1, which bottom line just means it's true. Okay, both sides are equal. So, with that said, okay, that is the lesson on exponential functions. We'll go ahead and look at this video in class. We'll go ahead and get some students to come up to the board, show us that it can be done at the student level, and then we'll pair you guys up so you guys can work together on this. Okay? All right, appreciate your time. We'll see you in class.